When you think of sports games, what comes to mind? Maybe Madden, FIFA, 2K? But imagine those, but extreme. That's where EA Sports Big comes in. They were a subsidiary of EA that was um, designed to make casual sports and stuff into actual like more arcade things. And they were well known for their series such as SSX and also FIFA Street and Madden Street and like yeah, from 2000 to 2008, spanning around 22 titles, varying from sport to sport. The first title was SSX, released in 2000 for the PlayStation 2, and it was a launch title, but it didn't really age the best. But it was this extreme sport snowboarding game that spanned a lot like of series and also end up like spanning into sequels, which released to SSX3 and also SSX Tricky, which this is one of the most successful games they ever made because it's themed after the song by Run DMC. The game series that they made was NFL and FIFA Street and also NBA Street, which also had they all had multiple volumes and sequels, and they were pretty cool. There's also supposed to be an NHL Street, but that was canceled as soon as it was announced. But back on track, they each were like based around their reference sport, but made it more like an arcade game. So take NFL Blitz, like take that kind of idea, make it more like Madden with all the different kinds of things and not just like violence, you know? More arcade approach, the games all like were very successful, even though they started to blend together, and that's where it leads to the downfall. Around 2007 to 2008, the subsidiaries started to die out. These games started to lose their polish and soul mainly after the entry SSX Tour on tour. Basically, it started to like go downhill with a Wii exclusive SSX Blur being really bad and killing the entire franchise. They were really poorly received commercially and critically, and it ruined the franchise. And then later they had a reboot in 2012. And then similar fate happened to the Street series, where NFL they had this game called NFL Tour, and nobody talks about it because it really sucked. And FIFA Street, after three entries, they also had a reboot of the same name without any of the entry names, and that one was okay. And those both came out around 2008, 2009, 2010, and they both kind of killed it, you know? Not in a good way. They killed it like manslaughter. There were more of a spiritual revival recently because more people want more extreme sports games like that. So there was, I think the closest we had to a spiritual successor was like black box games where they made Skate, and that was kind of extreme, but also it was more realistic. But yeah, no, I'm gonna cut this. Those sequels, they were made as spiritual successors, but they really just kind of failed. They were trying to reboot the series that everyone loved, yet without any of the soul or flair or like design to it. Conclusion, EA Sports had a big potential opportunity on their hands to make life-changing, game-changing games, yet they kind of just taper it out, you know? They're kind of like boy bands, you know? Some people remember Backstreet Boys, but nobody remembers 98 Degrees Revelation, you know? Anyways, um, their stuff was complex, fun, and it's worth giving it a try. And if you had to try one out, I would definitely have to recommend SSX3 or NBA Street Volume 2, because those ones are pretty good. Well, this has been me, Nsomniak. I'll see y'all later.